Hello and welcome to Yo-tas Kitchen. Today I'm going to be making Melomakarona. Melomakarona are also called finikia, and these cookies are plain as anything when you're making them. They don't look anything fancy, and what makes them fancy is when they're dipped in honey and then we pour the walnuts on top of them, and it enhances not only the look of the cookie but also the taste of the cookie. So I'm going to show you first the ingredients of the cookie, what it takes to make the cookie. When we get to making the syrup, I will show you all the ingredients for the syrup, and then when we're about to top them with the walnuts, I'll show you exactly what's in the walnuts. And then we'll go from there. The ingredients for my Melomakarona are 1.5 tablespoons of cinnamon, ground cinnamon, 1 teaspoon ground clove. I have 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. And then we have 2.5 sticks of butter, unsalted butter, the juice of 2 oranges, 1/4 cup of cognac, the rind of 2 oranges, 2.5 cups of olive oil, 9 cups of flour, and 1 cup of sugar. Okay, I'm getting ready to assemble all my ingredients, and before I do that, I am going to put all the dry ingredients together and mix them very well. And then I'm going to be adding all my liquids and butter. We're going to start off by adding the butter a little bit. We're going to add our sugar a little bit at a time. Now we're going to add a little bit of our olive oil at a time. And because there's so much liquid in there, I'm not going to add the orange juice just yet. Instead, I'm going to add a spatula full of flour and let it thicken up a little bit, and then I'll add the orange juice a little bit at a time. And as I'm doing that, I'm also going to incorporate the cognac and the orange rind. So let's blend it in. Okay, so now I'm going to just add the orange juice a little bit at a time. Okay, so you see the dough is still doughy and it's still very gooey. So at this point, before we continue, I'm going to add the cognac. And I'm going to add the orange rind. It smells so good. And they're not even baked yet. Okay, so at this point, even though it's not really hard, I am going to put the flat hook in there because I think it needs a little more power, and then I'm going to turn it up slightly once all the flour is incorporated so it can blend really nicely. If they start to break up on you, just knead them. Just pass them from one hand to the other and then do it again. I need a little more for that one. So you flatten them, right? And then you kind of give them a little bit of a point on both sides. They don't have to be exactly perfect, but this is what they look like. Okay, welcome back. I just finished putting together my first tray, and there's one more thing we have to do before we put them in the oven. Is we have to put a pattern on them, and this pattern is helps adhere the walnuts in the end and the syrup to them. And you can do it several different ways, but my yaya used to use a fork or a koskino, but I don't have a koskino, which is a sifter. And all you do is just press lightly. That's all you do. Welcome back. I'm getting ready to make my syrup. Now, one of the pans of cookies are already done. Another one is in the oven, and I have 2 more to go. So I made almost 4 pans of cookies. So these are the Melomakarona, excuse me, or finikia, some people call it finikia. And so what I'm doing right now is just putting all the ingredients together, and I'm going to show you how I'm doing that. Okay, so in this pot, I am going to be adding 2½ cups of sugar. And then I am going to add 5 cloves. Oh, 6. So we have a bonus. Then I'm going to add a nice cinnamon stick. And I'm going to add 2½ cups of honey. So now I'm going to add 2½ cups of water. Okay, so here is our 4 cups of walnuts, and to this we're going to add a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of sugar. So I am adding 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and that's it. So our walnuts are ready. That was very quick. If you see a lump of sugar in there, just try to dissolve it if you can. Break it up a little bit. Okay, so all we're waiting for now is for the honey sugar mixture to blend together, simmer for 10 minutes, and I'll be back to show you the next step. Thank you. So here is our first tray of cookies of Melomakarona. They're perfectly cooked. Perfect all around, and it ended up being a little bit more than 25 minutes to cook. I actually had them in for about 27 minutes. Now it could be different for you, so I would say at 23 minutes check them. What you want, you don't want a pale cookie, but you don't want a burnt cookie. You want something in between, so this is perfect. And look at how nice and beautiful the bottoms of the cookies look. Okay, so our second tray of cookies are out. I'm letting them cool down. And our honey sugar mixture, our syrup, is just heating up. And so I'm going to let it cook just a little bit longer. Okay, so the honey has darkened as it boiled. There is a little foam on top, but that's okay. So with this honey being nice and hot, we're going to start putting the cookies in there. Cookies are floating. See that? So I'm going to just put 5 of them in, and I'm just going to just gently dunk them. In there. And then I'm just putting the walnuts on top, and then just moving them to a separate dish that I have waiting. That's hot. Now I didn't put all the walnuts that I had because you see how they get a little mushy because of all the syrup that ends up being on the bottom here. So I don't put all of them in there on purpose, because if it gets too bad, then I don't have to worry that I just wasted all the walnuts, because I can just go get some more. Hello and welcome back. I wanted to show you my Melomakarona. I have a pan in the oven still, but this is what I have so far. And it's a nice big platter. You can give these out to several different people and they will be very happy. What a nice gift, huh? I would like this gift. Maybe if people don't like cookies, then they won't like this gift. I've been making cookies for the last month and I've been giving them away. So I didn't save any to kind of put a platter of different cookies together, because as I made them, I gave them to people. And when I say I gave them to people, I mean sometimes just random people who came in at work. I'd be like, hey, I made some cookies, would you like some? Most people said no, but some people said yes. They're watching their carbs. I guess because they're anticipating Christmas coming up and going to families' homes and knowing that they're gonna overeat. And I wish I had that issue. I wish I could say no to carbs, but sometimes I don't. But thank you for watching Yo-tas Kitchen. I hope you like this segment of Melomakarona, or Finikia. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and like and share my videos on Facebook. That helps me out tremendously. And thank you very much for all of you who might watch this just before Christmas. I wish you all a beautiful Christmas and happy holidays if anybody's celebrating something other than Christmas. I wish you all the best, and I do appreciate your support. Thank you very much. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time at Yo-tas Kitchen. Take care.